Hi there, Taurus, and welcome to Halo's Tarot. We're going to get a message for the sign Taurus, born April 20th to May 20th. We have just come out of quite a difficult season, and we are still going through a difficult season with Neptune going retrograde, Mercury going retrograde, the Scorpio moon. So we want to get the messages for Taurus. I'm going to ask my angels, the divine guides, our ancestor team, to get the best answers for Taurus. That is going to help them on their divine journey. We ask that you bless listeners with amazing health, tons of money, and love for all of their days. And so it is. I ask that we get a card for the current energy for Taurus. I did a cut earlier just before I started recording, and I got the devil. So if it makes an appearance again, I'm gonna laugh. I'm just making a reference. So let's get to it. Just a card, please, spirits. I've got the King of Wands. Okay, well, maybe there is a, well, that is the sign of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and there could be King of Wands around. But I always find that King of Wands is really flaky. Sometimes, I'm sorry to say. Taurus, it is a energy of, there is leadership, there is self-confidence. It's a confident king, but they can be flaky sometimes. So just remember that. The lines in the background, they seem like they've gone through it, but I'm paying attention to now the Ten of Pentacles that came out, but of course it flipped like that. So we always want to go the way that it flips. Okay, so with Ten of Pentacles, this is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is your energy. So when it's flipped like that, you want to go clockwise. So if it was flipped like that, then I'd go clockwise. Okay? If it's flipped more like that, then I'd do it reversed. But now it was flipped, so it would come out upright. Alright. So, Taurus, you have a King of Wands in your path that you see maybe the Ten of Pentacles with. The dog, the family, the legacy. And that is something, there's a Queen of Wands reversed. So that could have something to do with jealousy, dishonesty, manipulation. Something about this has some manipulation and dishonesty and jealousy to it. So there is a connection here in your path that you're seeing, because this is your energy, Taurus, Ten of Pentacles. You are wanting that with somebody. Maybe this King of Wands. This King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, those are the counterparts. They are balanced right now. So something to do with these two divine counterparts. There's something like you're in between your legacy in here. There's in between some counterparts here. So take that how it resonates, but there's something to do with the Queen of Wands causing them to be like jealous and dishonest and manipulative. In the sense that the King of Wands has unbalanced this Queen. Perhaps. This is not going to be for everybody, ladies and gentlemen, so we're just going to take what resonates, and we'll get some oracle messages to clarify. But there is a King of Wands, and that is success, that's leadership, that's self-confidence, that's somebody that's a confident king in your energy. What do we got here? Oh, death. Okay, so death reversed. So death reversed. Death is not a bad card, ladies and gentlemen. However, death reversed, when it's upright, it can signal like an ending and a new beginning. So there's something about this card that I want to pay attention to. So maybe something up north, like with trees and everything like that. That's something that's coming to an end. As kids say, take it how it resonates. Maybe winter is coming. Avoiding change. I find that this death reversed, it's old habits, it's stagnation, it's depression, it's, maybe there's something to do with that, Taurus, that your person and this connection might be going through some stagnation, and perhaps avoiding a change, relying on old habits. Well, old habits die hard. So when you're wanting a legacy and a partnership and all that happy, joy with somebody, just make sure that King of Wands isn't like, well, I like to reference Steve's Love Tarot because like he's one of my favorites and we are very in sync a lot of times, and he references the King of Wands to be like a Burger King energy, and I'm not trying to like be a hater on like all their signs and stuff like that, but notoriously, like if we're looking at a fiery, passionate always, results in sometimes anger fuels passion, lust fuels passion. There's a lot of things that the fire can get out of control with that King of Wands, making them kind of flaky. So when you got that Queen of Wands that's imbalanced here with some very like there's some dishonesty in this, like I have to point that out to you, Taurus. So with that death, it's there is some stagnation, but it's in for December. Like, I mean, maybe there's something like there is a rebirth, but you have to get past these old habits, this avoidance to change, thinking outside the box. Okay, so then there's a King of Pentacles. Okay, so Taurus, I'd like you to pay attention to that King of Pentacles. There might be like a father figure or somebody that is like, I just see that because there's an old man here, right? But that's your energy, Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So there could be like an energy of an older person, maybe like a guidance, maybe somebody that's like giving you advice, because on like finances and prosperity, that's determination. That's somebody that's very determined, but that's also, you have two kings in your path right now. So, but this is like this is related to you, Taurus. This is something that's, I feel like is relation with that King of Pentacles. Okay, so take that how you see it. I want one more card, Spirit, please, for Taurus. Just as an outcome to this situation, like, I mean, there's a lot going on. Like, you want something, like a legacy with somebody. The dog, the kids, the partnership, the happy family. But there's an imbalance between two counterparts. And that needs, that needs to change. Because with that Death card reverse, like something's stagnating. And there's this other King of Pentacles that is taking a priority. It's a focus. So we're going to get an outcome card, please, spirits. They didn't flip upside down. I like to take cards that flip up right there like that. See? Okay, so Queen of Cups reversed. An outcome. There's a lot of kings and queens going on here. And we've got a lot of, there's one major arcana. Okay, so, all right. I'll give you a sum up here. So with the Queen of Cups reverse, an outcome could be that that's a needy, insecure, and hypersensitive vibe. Like, because Queen of Cups is the emotional, compassionate, beautiful, balanced queen. So something with your person, Taurus, or your situation, needs to change in order for, like, there's a King of Pentacles here that is matching your energy that needs the focus. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups are both imbalanced right now. So, which is contributing to, I think, a stagnation on your dreams. So, let's get some oracle messages and see how this is, like, what this all means. Like, because I can't predict free will, I can't predict, like, inner circumstances. I'm just reading energy, and the energy says that you have a King of Wands that is a potentially passionate, like, fiery, self-confident guy or girl in your life. And if you're a guy listening, but, like, a lot of my audience are women, so, well, maybe I should say 50-50. Okay, anyway, so King of Wands, Taurus, Leo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, around with the Ten of Pentacles, which is your energy, Taurus. You wanting that, like, legacy and that family harmony and a normal kind of life. But unfortunately, like, with which is possible. However, like, there is a lot of manipulative, dishonest jealousy surrounding this, so that needs to be cleansed, and that there's something that's just stagnating about that with the Death reversed, and, like, that really leads you, like, if you can get over that, then that leads you into something with the King of Pentacles that you need to focus on. That's because that's in relation to you. You have a King of Pentacles out there, your divine counterpart. So when I see the Queen of Cups, like, don't, like, let that get you into some needy, insecure, hyper sensitive energy, because, like, that is just something you have to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet and be the other counterpart to what you seek. You got to be the Queen of Pentacles. Okay? But for now, everybody's working on themselves. Everybody's working on self-love, self-discovery. And maybe somebody that, like, is an older like a figure in your life might just give you the advice that you need to not be so needy and insecure. Because we all have the divine powers that are given to us. And we have choices and options in this life. All right. Let's get some answers for the King of Wands. I'm nervous to talk to you, but I want to. I need an answer for the King of Wands. That self-confident, but sometimes flaky energy. All right. I didn't get one that flipped upright, so we will not take it. King of Wands. Woo! Okay, that's a lot. Nothing yet. Please give me an answer, King of Wands, for what they want to say to Taurus. I'm so grateful for so much. Okay. Well, maybe they're grateful to you for something. And that's important. This is far from over. The Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So maybe you feel that something is far from over. Maybe you're feeling that your search, your legacy, it's not over yet. You have a lot of time to compose that. You got 10 Pentacles here, and why does that lead into the Queen of Wands reverse? That kind of dishonest, manipulative energy. So maybe, you know, again, death reversed, something stagnating, but leading to that Ten of Pentacles. The King of Wands, I'm grateful for so much. But the Queen of Wands reversed. I deserve the best. Okay, yes. We all deserve that best. But maybe sometimes when something is dishonest and manipulative and jealous, they are... What is the price? So, okay, so I'll ask you something. You walk down the street and you see a homeless man. And a price is like sleeping in a warm, comfortable shelter with a meal. That's probably amazing to that homeless person. Okay, so whatever you view as your prize, is it really a prize? Is that a prize to everybody, or is that just your prize? What you think is a prize? But you deserve... I deserve the best. Okay. The Queen of Wands reverse energy. So something around your person, they deserve the best. And they... But there's manipulation around that. Okay, death reversed, please. A clarifying card for death reversed. It's okay, Taurus. You know, like, I think everything is going to come up. Like, I love you too. Okay, so that came out for King of Wands earlier, and I saw it, but it didn't flip out totally. So there's mutual feelings. Stagnation. Old habits. Avoiding change. Okay, so sometimes you get comfortable with somebody, you love somebody, you get comfortable with them, you avoid change, you just stay with something. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe you're happy, Taurus. Like, maybe you think that, like you're keeping in your heart, deserve the best. Like, it's far from over. You're, like, there's, you want that with someone. And that's fine. I think somebody... Initially, like, you know, again, energy can change over time. But there's mutual feelings there, but it's stagnating. Maybe on your side. And, I mean, you never know. Like, there's energy, right? Energy speaks when words can't. So pay attention to, like, if you're noticing, like, a decline in somebody's attention. Not to say, like, you know... That's like to be like a red flag. I miss you. I want to make it right. Okay, Taurus, like I said, you got somebody like an older father like figure in your life that misses you. They want to make it right. And that could be part of that legacy, that those pentacles. I see those kids playing. There's mom and dad. They're really happy. There's a dog. There's kids. Like, you know, they just seem to be in harmony. But there's something to do with, like, a King of Pentacles that they want to make it right. So maybe they can, but you have to analyze that. Time does not exist all as well. Okay. Queen of Cups reversed. I fell in love with you too quickly. Okay, so maybe that's true. Like, maybe somebody fell in love with you too quickly, which led to some needy, insecure, like, hypersensitive behavior. So that might have been the outcome of what is like gonna like transpire in that sense, because there's something that's related here. These two are imbalanced. The two counterparts are imbalanced. There's something about family and legacy that it's far from over. Somebody wants to make it right. There's mutual feelings that are there, but they are, like, you know, like when you say, like, there's a trauma bond, like if you ever trauma bonded with somebody. So that could be in this general picture, if there's somebody, if you think about them, that you might be, it could be. But they fell in love with you too quickly. So that sucks. When people rush, only fools rush in. And not to say you're a fool. If you rushed into something, Taurus, that's okay. We all make mistakes. But it's knowing with that death reverse, you want a new beginning. You don't want to repeat old habits and stay stuck in crap. Sorry, just, not say crap, but just not your divine purpose of what we're here for. The happiness, the joy, the harmony. The Ten of Pentacles. Alright? So, Taurus, happy December 2025. I really do believe that all these things happen for our greater good. And we have answers and insight, and we have choice in life. We can choose a better life for ourselves. And what Tina Turner says, what's love got to do with it? What's love got to do with it? But there's a lot. Love is big sometimes, but that's got a fine line. And people's expectations of what they deserve and what they'll settle for varies greatly. So Taurus, this is your reading. Happy existence. I wish you all the best. Love and light.